What is up, YouTube? We are back here today. This is a pretty exciting one for me. I'm really excited to let everybody know that ACUS has made improvements to the already improved, amazing tattoo machine that everybody's been gossiping about, called the ACUS M1. So we're gonna go over the reviews and changes of the new and the newest ACUS M1 tattoo machine that you can find right on the ACUS websites, or you can check it on Pay from Pleasures. You can check it out on different areas to try to find a tattoo machine. So with that being said, let's get started on the changes that ACUS has made for the previous M1 machine to the new released and updated machine. Starting off with this review of the old versus the new M1. First thing you're going to notice when you receive it is you're going to notice that you're going to get a smaller travel case where it is actually going to be more compact with more capabilities and more accessibilities for all of the grips, batteries, things like that that you're going to receive on the package. You can see on the older version it's going to be a little bit larger. Not that that mattered to me. One of the biggest things that I noticed on this is you're going to get here you have your grips. You didn't really have one that fit the smaller grip, right? It kind of just pops in and out, and that's just, honestly, it just is what it is. This one, you're going to have two different size grip slots, right? And everything is going to fit nice and snug on the new one, specifically the new one. You're also going to notice a change on how your battery lineups is going to go straight up and down. These ones are going to be kind of four-wayed. You're going to have 4 different points for you to put your battery on, and it's going to fit nice right here, so you can still store your battery stuff here, like your battery charger and whatnot, sideways in this, and you're still going to have plenty of room for your batteries that are sitting up. It's going to eliminate the issues of zipping it and putting unnecessary pressure points on your traveling case. That way it's going to be actually extending the durability and longevity of the case from getting beat up. One of my favorite parts about this traveling case, number one, is how they make this so it is actually nice and snug. Things aren't going to fall out easy. You can't just pull things out like this, which is in and out like they did on the old ones. You do lose the battery charger, the charger access point for the actual traveling case, but that is okay in my opinion because it just fits nice and snug right into the netting part. You still have your four points here for your cams. On this one, you only get 3. So you're actually going to be gaining an extra place to store your cams on the newer machine, or I'm sorry, on the newer version of the traveling case than the older one. Other than that, you're just gonna notice literally the sizing of the cases as far as the traveling cases go. I'm going to have to lean towards the newer version of this just because everything's so compact. It's so perfect for traveling, for conventions, and everything fits nice and snug versus the first edition, and where everything was getting kind of sloppy and things would kind of fall out while you were traveling, and it wouldn't be in the same place as it was when you closed it. I'm gonna go to my list that I made real quick. Second thing is on the main board, you're gonna notice once you take these off here, the board is slightly different. They upgraded the board for more efficient, quieter functions. Give me 1 second. And I will actually read exactly what was sent for the changes. That way you don't misquote me. There's not any misinformation. There's nothing like that that we're going to. And you're actually going to be able to see how simple and smooth it is to actually change the cams too, because it really is as simple as it's looking on this video. I mean, it's not a really complicated tattoo machine. There's really no reason to be fearful of this machine. I know it looks like there's a lot of components, in which there are, but that's part of the reason why this is one of my favorite tattoo machines. I throw this thing in the autoclave and I don't have to worry about any contamination issues or anything like that. Remove the seals and throw it right in the autoclave and you're good. It's pretty much another brand new machine again. So we're just take this off like that. Slide that joker back, and here we go. So opening these tattoo machines up, there is slight differences to it. We're just going to read literally verbatim exactly what was sent. That way I can tell you guys exactly verbatim what it is. The newest mainboard purple, it's making small improvements for less noisy electrical signals and even more reliability. The new silver body part, the silver housing, which is this part here, You're gonna see there's some actually grease on this one. This is actually one of the older models here. And then we're going to compare it to this one. I gotta show the new part specifically on this one that we're changing on this one. I know they look the same. They are actually significantly different. The silver housing part where you screw the grips on, the grip turns are now more smooth on the thread, and you can find a small hole on the front housing the part. It's for air pressure equalization. Okay, so on this older one, you do notice when you're taking the grip on and off, it does get a bit snug, and it actually wants to take the silver housing part off of the little ring that holds the assembly all together and really is like the spine of the tattoo machine. It holds the battery cover on, it holds the grip on, and then also this silver part, when it would grip to it, it would actually take this part right off of the cam mechanism, which was never a good thing. So you had to like really make sure it was snug. On the new model here, you're gonna notice there is a little tiny pinhole right there, and that is for that pressure equalization that they're talking about. Okay, I have had zero issues with this new one. You can see that nowhere on this one, they have that little hole that's drilled to relieve that pressure, and I think that was a huge improvement on this tattoo machine. There's not really much that I could complain about it, but they did actually make it even better by putting that there, because it's smooth transition. It's smooth depth changes. You don't have to worry about accidentally unscrewing this ring part from this and having your whole machine come apart in the middle of tattooing. It really is a game changer by having that little screw there. It like significantly changed. Going on to the next one. They also improved materials, plastic components, and surface treatment for the housings, and it was changed for easier cleaning. That I can attest to. If you look at just the battery covers here, you can see this is like more of a matte finish, and it's gonna really retain all the oils on your fingers, things like that when you're cleaning, and it is gonna be a little bit more difficult. You can notice all the scratches on this one. This one has hundreds of hours on it. I mean, I received this machine probably 2 months ago, and you know, I was blessed to be one of the first ones to have the newer models of this machine. There is no scratches. There is no signs of dirt, debris, anything on this. You can see, I mean, you can see the oil from the ring that's just sitting on the outside of this one. It does significantly change the look of this machine, and this one is 100% easier to clean, easier to maintain. And I mean, either one, you throw it right in the autoclave. You don't notice any watermarks out of the autoclave on this one. You do notice some watermarks on this one when it does come out of the autoclave. Not a big deal. Kind of wipe it down with some cavity wipes, Maticide, etc. Finish off with some alcohol just to polish it up. That's how I usually keep my machines nice and clean. So they also did change the bearings of the motor. It changed for even less noise. They changed the bearing in the drive heads for even a quieter, smoother while it is running. So they did change the bearings. It is significantly quieter. I'll actually put these things back together real quick. I'll show you exactly how easy it is, because it's really not that complicated. And I'm gonna put a cart in each one of them, and I'm going to show you exactly what both of them sound like. Beautiful part about this machine is if for any reason you do put this ring on the wrong way, it won't go on. So you don't ever have to worry about putting this thing together wrong. It is dummy proof, it is idiot proof, unless if you're like me and you drop it from 4 feet on top of tiles. Other than that, give me just 1 second. We're gonna get these machines put back together. We're gonna put a cartridge in these things, and I'm gonna show you what the noise test is talking about. So we're gonna put this one back together real quick. Let me get the ring. I've been doing it a while, so I'm not gonna put that ring on backwards. I've put it on backwards hundreds of times. So we're already put back together. As you can see, there's oil marks all over this one. There's no oil marks on this one. Because this one had a significant amount of grease on it, on the rings, things like that, which isn't a bad thing. I always say, you know, care for your tattoo machines well. What I'm gonna do though is, I'm gonna wipe this off my fingers, so I don't keep touching them. You heard that? That was the Gigi's Workshop tattoo table, which we're gonna talk about this tattoo chair very, very soon, because it's not bad actually for the price point. I think people gotta stop acting broke and invest in themselves. This isn't a bad tattoo chair. But we're going to grab a dummy cartridge. Not dummy cartridge, I just use this for my reviews. This one too, for my reviews. Or some practice skins, we kind of do the both things. Here we go. We're gonna turn this one on. This one is the new machine. -1, 110 hertz. It's almost dead. I haven't changed the battery. I don't know if you can hear that. Smooth, quiet, consistent. It's just a really, really, really nice machine. It is so smooth, you can barely feel this thing on. We're gonna turn this one off, and we're gonna set it to the same thing. What's that, 110 hertz, -1. So we're gonna turn this one on. I'm not sure quite where it's at. Okay, so this one's at 100 hertz and at 0. So here's how we're gonna change this. We're just gonna hold the center button in for a second. You're gonna notice it's blinking here, and I'm going to go down 1. Hold on, did it work? Okay, it did. Now I'm gonna go, once that blinking stops, you can change your hertz. I'm gonna go to 110 hertz. Here it is. Now, there we go. It's not super noisy, but it's noisier than the new one. And it's not quite as smooth. You can feel a little bit more vibration. And it's not as consistent on the power, if that makes sense. You can feel in your hand everything when you're tattooing. If you're a seasoned tattoo artist, there is no debate that everything you can feel in your hand. Like, you can feel everything that you're doing, you know, within your hand, whether it's the machine, whether it's the skin tension, whether, you know, everything, whether you're going too far or not far enough, if you're at a good angle or a bad angle. Like, you know everything within the feeling of your hand once you become seasoned, and you know exactly what is going on. So there's that. There's my noise review on that one. Significant improvements on the new M1. Just when you thought ACUS couldn't get any better, they actually did. I hope that this video was resourceful for you guys. I hope that you guys all get on there, click the ACUS website, click this machine, hit buy it now, and just get it. You're not gonna regret it. This machine is awesome. They've made so many improvements to make it even better, which is mind-blowing to me, because I really, thousands of hours on this tattoo machine, I'm not kidding. It's been to several tattoo conventions with me all over the place, and they somehow, they outdid themselves with the new version of the M1. With that being said, this was the new ACUS M1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll review the Air M1 as soon as it gets back in the mail, and we are going to review the Gigi's Workshop Artist Client Chair that you can get right on Gigi's Workshop for just over 200 bucks. We'll see you on the next one. G Diggins.